Oh, slow living can be life-giving, although we might disagree. If most our lives...
Good morning, everybody. I'm out on a sunrise morning walk. I just hiked up this giant hill in the dark, which was really fun. I have my little headlight. And yeah, I have just been enjoying waking up with the sun, especially in the wintertime. I feel like it gets me excited to start the day. And yeah, just watch as the darkness meets the light. And I always notice that when I go on sunset hikes, I get really anxious on the way down. But when I go on sunrise walks or hikes, I get really excited and like ready to meet the sun and ready to meet the light, which is really sweet. And yeah, it's definitely a battle to get out of bed sometimes, but I like to move my body before I have to sit for classes all day and clients and all of the adult things. So I just make it a priority and just get myself outside moving with the sun and just like rising and awakening my body. After my morning walk, I came back, made some breakfast, and made myself an herbal elixir. I feel incredibly blessed that most of the herbs on my herb cabinet now are fully wild harvested or grown by me, with the exception of some hard-to-get herbs like cinnamon. For this elixir, I used elderflower, calendula, and chamomile just to tonify my body and support my immune system, as well as support my nervous system as I go throughout the day. I also had a shot of fire cider that I made before I headed outside. I grabbed an apple that I had picked up from the farmer's market and my journal and sat in the rocking chair as I listened to the birds and sat in silence for a bit. Ever since I was a little girl, I always looked forward to mornings and chose to wake up very early before school started to start my day with my book and with my journal and outside watering the garden, which I feel incredibly blessed to know that this trait has continued into my adult life. Before I head off to school today, I decided I wanted to take some time to journal. I actually had found this journal when I was packing up all my stuff that was from a year ago, and I never finished it. There's like probably 12 more pages to go, so I've just been reading through my old thoughts, which is always a super fun and reflective state to be in, just like looking back and seeing the state of mind that you used to be and where you are now. And sometimes it's really beautiful to see how far you've come, and sometimes I end up missing that version of myself, but I'm just sitting here really reflecting on who I was and all of the lessons that I have to bring into this version of myself. And that's one reason I really love journaling. And so I wanted to read you guys some thoughts that I had about a year ago, and it is, you can do it all, maybe just not all at once. And I think that that pertained to me feeling like I had all these different ideas that I wanted to do. I wanted to live this life, I wanted to live this life, I wanted to become a naturopathic doctor and a midwife, but I also wanted to study Chinese medicine, but I also just wanted to be exactly where I was and maybe start tending to my own piece of land. But I realized that I could do all of these things, maybe just not all right now. And that really brought a peace of mind to my state of being. So maybe that will help you as well. And then stay rooted in the knowing that you can always return to your breath to stabilize you. You cannot breathe in the future. You cannot breathe in the past. You can only breathe in the now. And so your breath is an anchor into this very moment. And also with that, every breath is an opportunity to begin again. We enter into this life on a breath and we leave this life on a breath. And so each breath that we take can be used as a way to alchemize a new state of being. Be grateful for every beginning, but also be grateful for every ending, because endings decompose and offer us a million chances to begin again and to use those blocks as building blocks for the future. And there are a lot of other things. Maybe I will factor them into future videos, but yeah, I'm just going to sit here and journal and reflect and eat my apple before heading off to class and having clients all day.
Oh, Yesterday you drove to Atlanta for your acting class. I told you that I would go, but I have a habit of breaking promises.
After finding a flow state with my words through my journal, I decided I wanted to find a flow state with my body, and so I did a quick yoga flow before heading off to school, and I had a long day at school, so I decided to take a break midway through the day and go on a walk for my lunch, which I found to be super incredible. I found this new trail system and was blown away by how green it is in the middle of winter, which is just incredible to me. I was able to find some wildflowers, and I found some pollinator friends and some cow friends, and I sat beneath a big oak tree and just listened to the birds and the wind for a good while before I headed back to class. Okay, so I am on my lunch from school. We have an hour and a half break. I studied herbs this morning, which was really fun, and now I am just walking around. I turned on a random corner on my normal walk and found this giant trail system, which I'm super grateful for now knowing about, because there are so many trails and so many trees to me, and I just found a big giant oak tree, which you guys know how much I love oaks, and just sat beneath it for a while, and I'm just soaking in some sun before I go back and take a class all about meditation, but meditation specifically to meet the ancestors of Chinese medicine and ask them for guidance and ask them for wisdom, which is really special because as medicine women, as medicine workers, as a healer, you need to deepen your craft and pour into yourself so that you can pour into others. So that is kind of what the class is all about. It's really about just becoming chi sensitive, becoming energy sensitive, and also asking for wisdom from the ancestors and really tapping into that vibration of knowing that there's wisdom beyond us and in a place where the thinking mind cannot take us. So we transcend the thinking mind, we transcend the body, and tap into those deep wisdom pools that we all have access to. We just need to slow down enough and just get into a resonant state so that we can receive. And yeah, that's really important for everybody, but especially for those of us who want to pour into others and want to be healers. We really need to remember that self-cultivation and having a practice and asking for help and asking for wisdom from beings beyond us, like the trees and the grasses and the ancestors and the sun and the elements. And yeah, I'm really just feeling so incredibly grateful for this wisdom and the continual opportunities to deepen my craft and deepen my wisdom so that I can pour tenfold into this earth.
From my life and home, from my goodbyes and from my hellos, only God knows how I'd move on, how I'd keep breathing without you, without you.
After school, I stayed and watched the sunset before heading back to make some sourdough cinnamon rolls, which I was super excited about. I made the dough the night before and they were rising and just waiting for me to bake them when I got home. I made them in preparation for my mom and dad coming to visit. My mom specifically texted me a couple days ago and was like, "Do you remember those sourdough cinnamon rolls you made? They were so good," and I wanted to surprise her with them. So I made some and then had a nice cozy evening. Okay, I'm just having a calming evening. I am tapping into the new moon energy as we approach the Lunar New Year. It is the year of the snake, which snakes symbolize constant transformation, shedding of the old, stepping into the new, just constant transformation and constant becoming, which I think is a beautiful energy to step into. And I'm journaling in my Words of Introspection journal. There's a lot of guided prompts in here. I made some sourdough cinnamon rolls, which I'm going to enjoy tomorrow with my mom who's coming to visit. I'm going to be showing her our new space and just the land that we're on. I'm super excited to show her. And yeah, I made some tea. I am going to be sipping on my Magic Mind shot for sleep. It has a lot of sleepy time herbs in it. It has valerian, chamomile, and lemon balm, which I always find help me have a great night's sleep and improves my quality of sleep. And yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing tonight, and just having a nice calming self-care evening. I made a big taco bar spread for my boyfriend and I for when he got home from jiu-jitsu, and we had a nice cozy evening watching my favorite show that I am now introducing to him, Gilmore Girls, and then we just rested for the rest of the night. Thank you for spending the day with me. I hope you enjoyed seeing little pockets of presents that I dipped into throughout my day. Now that I'm in school full-time and working 2 different jobs, I find it especially important to be finding little moments that really fill me up, because it's so easy to get wrapped up in the busyness of the day-to-day and never take a moment to really appreciate where your feet are. So I hope this video inspired you to take a deep belly breath and really sink into the moment that you're in. I can't wait to hang out in another video soon. I'm sending you all so much love. Until next time, your friend, Emma.